All right, let's start. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Kevin.
All right, good. Thanks, Zaria. Hi, everyone. So this is Kevin Ambrogi speaking. I'm one of the product owners, part of the EBSI team, and I work with Robert Charney, who will not be able to attend the call today, unfortunately. However, we are well on track to start this second session. Just before we get started, we will be, this meeting is going to be recorded. So should there be any issue or should you have any remark, please speak up now. Otherwise, we're going to proceed and record the meeting. Zaira, will you be able to share your screen and start from the meeting minutes from last week? Perfect. Quick remark, Maria, do we have you on the call ready to
monitor the chat? Yes, excellent. Here I am.
Beautiful, thanks a lot, Maria. And Monica, do we have you on the call to keep track of the discussions?
Yes.
Beautiful, all right. So if that's okay with everyone, I'd like to start this way. We're going to start with the meeting minutes from last time to see if there's any question left, any updates. Then we'll follow up with the forum. We will take a look at the questions. I believe that we had 2 open as of this morning. Let's see if you have all the answers you need. Then we can follow up with live questions if you have any. Is that okay with everyone? Okay, well, I'll take that as a yes. So taking a look at the meeting minutes from last time, so I don't see any. Last time we checked, there was no comments. And can you scroll down, Zaira? It doesn't seem to be any follow up here. Is there any open questions to any question left to the 6 questions and answers from this page? Can we consider it closed, or do we need to open one up? Okay, well, I consider that there's no other questions. We can still go back to them if you realize that one needs to, but then we can go on to the forums area, please. So that's the first of the 2 questions we had open. This one was created by Jonas, and I understand, Jonas, I saw you connect earlier. I understood that you got an answer from Alan on this point. Is that does that clarify the answer? I mean, is the answer clear enough, or do you have any questions there?
I think the answer, at least for this pilot, is pretty clear. And,
okay.
That's okay, but for production environment, it is something that we should discuss more about. But I guess I need to involve our ministry into that and inform them and then arrange procedures with ECHA about this.
Okay. Yes, indeed. At this point, so it's good to hear that you're not blocked for the multi-university pilot, but indeed, it makes sense that you still have questions for production. I guess that's, you said that you will need to involve the ministry. Well, I can't speak to that. If you need clarifications for production, we can provide them in due time, but right now we're still working on ironing the legal, basically, framework. So that's something that I think we could follow up in a further meeting. Yeah, as long as you're
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because it is something that I was questioning about. It's more open question for everyone to consider about, because for those who are newcomers,
yes.
And probably for those who are keen to try out the EBSI, probably in majority cases, ministries are not involved. Ministers, I guess, are just informed that, okay, we're having such pilot, we're trying out, exchanging of verifiable credentials, but not in more details. Because I guess, at least here in Lithuania, our Minister of Education, they are not very deep into that. They just know that we're trying out.
Yeah.
But regarding the procedures, I think it is something that we will definitely need a sort of discussion with them. But we will do it on national level, I guess. But right now, I just needed maybe someone had already ready to use plan or procedures. What should ministries do to issue a letter or something like this, or a more formal document giving consent to ECHA? Okay, ECHA, please act on our behalf and issue verifiable accreditation for KTU or other university based in Lithuania. But how it should be done? But I guess Alan already answered it, at least in those basic steps. But I guess when we will discuss more, there will be open questions about that. But from the basic perspective, I understand how it should work.
Excellent. Well, if there's still any need for clarification, please get back to us. We can use this page here and the comments at the bottom. But indeed, the point here is to unblock you at technical level and as part of the multi-university pilot. So hopefully the answer that you have on the page helps you get unstuck. As far as the bigger discussions and any formal notification from a ministry to other stakeholders, etc., that should be part of the and within the production environment, that will need to be part of the legal framework that will need to be clarified a bit later on.
Indeed, thank you.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for that. So I understand that this question is answered. Again, if there's any need for clarification, please ping us there. We can also dedicate time now, but I understand that there's no question left. Am I correct? Okay. All right. Well, if that's okay with everyone, we can go on to the second question we had open, which is, I believe, a question by Yorgos. I see that there's already an answer from Alan from 19 minutes ago. Yorgos, are you on the call?
Yes. Hello, Kevin.
Hi, Yorgos. I can hear you.
Yes, indeed, Alan has responded to my question a while ago. I think it's all clear now. Thank you very much.
Well, that's great to hear. Do you have any other questions? Do you happen to have any other questions about this one, or are you unstuck at the moment?
No, we're not stuck. We are working to implement our pilot. For the moment, we don't have any major issues. But yes, we are okay for now. I just wanted to make sure that this particular design of a portal of syndicating wallet holders on behalf of the issuer is not something which is completely wrong, but it's okay to implement. And I think the answer from Alan is clear.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Thanks a lot for that. And I understand that there's no other question, at least open at the moment. Am I correct?
And no, at the moment, no.
Excellent. Yeah, no. In any case, if you find one, for example, if even right after this call you find other open points, just don't hesitate to escalate the question, and we'll respond timely.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much.
Cool. Well, very good. Now, so I guess we've covered questions that had been open that were on the forum. We followed up on the meeting minutes from last time. Do we have any burning question? Anything that is a blocker for your particular project?
I have one. Jonas is here, at least here. In our multi-university pilot, we will use micro-accreditations. And I don't think that data model is ready for the use. I saw that there was changes published from Louis, but I don't think it is related to our case.
No, indeed, we've made some progress on the schemas, but that's a very recent update that Alan has an eye on. Alan, can you update us on the micro-accreditation one that we're getting schema for?
Sure. This is hi. Alan here. This is basically under the umbrella of the diploma use case. I think we should just check with Carmen and Anthony to see where they are, but I believe these data models should be finalized soon. At least, yeah, and also with Luis. I don't have a...
So okay, just so you know, Helmut, we're and thanks for the update, Alan. Just so you know, Helmut, we're in touch with Luis Arino and a few domain experts on these schemas, the GIF schemas. We've been working on that for a couple of weeks. The goal was to, and Alan, update me, correct me if needed. We're in the process of merging a few of them already, but not all of them. I'm informed that the verifiable diploma still has errors and wrong examples that need to be updated. But I was not following on micro accreditation, so I can suggest the following, Helmut. I can ping Luis Arino this morning and revert with you as soon as I can answer. In any case, we have a weekly meeting with him every Wednesday morning, so at the latest I can update you then.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's most important because in Germany, I always hear a lot of questions. Do we focus on Europass? Do we focus on Europass learning model, EBSI, Elmo, MREX, and so on? And I get stupid because I need a standard and not 2 or 4 standards.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Monica, is it okay for you to add a point to the meeting minutes that we need to revert to Helmut as soon as possible, at the latest by Wednesday, after checking with Luis Arino?
Yes, it's noted.
Thanks a lot.
Sure. Could you please add me, Jonas, as well? Because it is something that is important for us as well.
Yes, can you please ping your email to the chat so we have it and we'll make sure to.
Sure, no problem.
Thanks for that.
I have the same question for the transcript of records.
The transcript. Hi, Ellen. So for the transcript of record, last time I went on holiday last week and I was informed as far as last week, thanks Jonas, that the transcript of record was about done. What's the status of it, Alan?
Again, we need to check with the team to know what is so. But since this is a burning topic, I guess it's good that we just respond to everyone in this call with the latest status report and when we expect to have the schemas for the transcript and micro credentials, right?
Yeah. Okay. Basically, here's what we'll do. We'll revert internally to Luis and we'll provide an update to everyone as of Wednesday morning at the latest about the status of either schemas. Some of them will already be merged just fine on Bitbucket, and we'll point you to the right branch. The ones that are not merged yet because they're still in the works, we'll give you an update on by Wednesday at the latest. Is that acceptable?
Yes, that's good.
All right, great. Thanks for that. So that's an action item to see with Luis, and we'll update you on this.
May I ask another thing? Hello?
Please.
This is Nikos Voutsinas from Greece. I may ask, is there a team that is working on the alignment of the data schemas of diplomas? I heard before about the Elmo and the Europass, because a lot of countries are working in parallel on many projects. So feedback on this field would be really valuable.
That makes sense. So we have a team on our. So you raise your hand, Maria. Would you like to respond?
That's what I said. Sorry.
No, sorry.
No, okay.
There is a delay. I raised it before he started. It's because there is a question, but sorry. I can say it later.
No worries. Sounds good. So basically, Nikos, to respond to your question, we have a team that is on the diploma side working with a number of domain experts with whom we are outputting the verifiable diploma, the transcript of records, schemas or elements and these updated schemas will be available on Bitbucket in a matter of, some of them in a matter of hours, because we are ready with them. Some of them, depending on when the domain experts can finish them, but they've been working on that, and that's their priority. As far as Europass, the contact person would be directly Luis Arenio, who is one of the conveners of the diploma use case. And I'm aware that our domain expert Anthony Camilleri is working on it as well. But I would need to request information from Luis to update you directly there. What I can confirm is that we will provide the schemas for the different elements by within a matter of days, and they will be available from Bitbucket. So as early as this week, you will have an update to that. Sorry, that's the short of it is that what is already ready to be shared in Bitbucket will inform everyone. As I can see, it's a hot potato on the chat. What is not ready yet, what might impact dependencies with other schemas such as Europass, we'll ask Luis Arenio to update you.
Thanks.
Great.
Thank you, Kevin. So apparently there is a question that I'm sure this extends to everybody, is for how long the end November deadline can be extended for the pilot delivery?
Well, basically, I don't think that anyone on this call calls the shots on that date. Let's turn it around. It is clear, and I'll share it with you. It is clear that we are interested from our side, from the EBSI side, in understanding how many projects will be able to make the deadline, the end of November deadline. What it says is that I understand that Jose Manuel and other team members will reach out to get a status there. So you will be contacted to provide us with an update of your level of readiness for to meet this end of November deadline. Now, if the message is that none of you or only a few of you are going to be ready, then I think it's something that needs to be raised past management. That includes Robert Charney and Maxine Lem, and of course Joao Rodriguez, Joao Friday Rodriguez. But at the moment, I understand that Jose Manuel is going to reach out to you to get an idea of your level of readiness, and based on your feedback, we maybe need to revisit the deadline. But again, that's not my goal. It's just my what I believe would make sense to do. I hope that answers the questions.
Well,
Thank you.
This is Yorgos Antoniou.
Yes.
Raised the question originally. So from what I understood, if I understood that right, Jose Manuel is gonna contact us so that to discuss the status, the progress, and then there will be decisions as far as what can be delivered within the time frame and whether anything at all can be delivered.
So maybe Kevin, I can take this, Yorgos. So it's really, the idea is that we really want to have some demos by the end of the month. However, we are very considerate that some of the pilots or some of the projects are not mature enough to get there. So the contact point would be to just really understanding where you are now and how far that we can push the deadline for everybody to be there, or if not, we can already onboard or have some demos of the projects that are ready. So that's not, like, I would say not focus too much on the deadline right now. We are working together with you. We want to help you finish this so we can show something, and that's it.
I can understand that, and it's absolutely reasonable, to focus on the project and what you can do. However, it's the 15th of November, and it's good to have an idea of the horizon. Where can we take it, and perhaps we can strip down, the functionality of the pilot. We are aiming to have completed by a reasonable time. I think it's we've only got 2 weeks, and I was expecting that by now we would have had that consultation already.
I understand that, but there are different projects that are we're working with everybody and we're trying to understand where everybody is in the context of this pilot. So we will be contacting every pilot individually, including you, to see if you are moving ahead of other projects, then we can see how we can work that into this pilot.
Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit more persistent on that. When shall we be expecting Jose or someone else to contact us in that respect? It's very important for us to do our planning and to plan our resources, which are very limited at the moment. So,
right. So
if
we
we don't
have,
if we don't have a kind of agreement on that, you know, and mutual understanding, I mean, it's very difficult for us to allocate it, if possible, more resources or release some of them.
I understand. So the meetings will be held this week because we do have the interoperability meeting scheduled for next week, which is would bring us to the last point actually that I will be showing you guys later, is to show you what are going to be our next step. So in conclusion, the meetings are going to be held this week and you're going to receive the invitation.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thanks a lot for this, Zaira. Do we have any other questions here?
Not on the chat.
Sounds good. I see that there is a chat from Jonas about what I do. Yeah, okay. There's a
Sorry.
UI.
Yeah, you're reading it. Something just came. So Jonas sent the link for the wallet, the user wallet UI.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot for sharing that, Jonas. Do we have, so I guess basically that's just to reinforce the point. Thanks for making it earlier, Yorgos. It's important that we contact you for an update on the level of readiness for each project. I see that you have a question, Marcus. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
My question is there any mobile app wallet that is EBSI compliant?
If we define being compliant, that's made it past the compliance testing, no, but that means that just means that they have not been tested. Alan, are you informed of any of the any mobile wallet that is currently working with EBSI that is already compliant? We don't have any that has taken the wallet performance testing, right?
Okay, so I think the Marcus' question is like one level below. If there's any mobile wallet that will partake in the multi-university pilot, I don't know about all the projects, but the only one I know about is the one from Gattaca. But I don't know all the details, so not sure how far they are, so on, and or if there's any other provider who is building an actual mobile wallet. So it's more a question to the audience in this group. If you have an update, you have any information with regards to that.
Hi there, this is Mauro from Validated ID. In our case, we offer BitWallet, and right now we are working on passing this conformance test. So our wallet is already integrated to EBSI, so you can use it to register users and to receive credentials and use credentials in EBSI context. But well, we are in progress to be compliant, so we're working on that. But we are already working on EBSI. So if you want, you can contact us and we can give you a hand or see if there's a match there.
Thank you. I'm sorry. What is the name of that wallet?
BitWallet.
BitWallet.
I know.
I also see Pietro shared a Diplomi wallet in the chat. So
Does that answer your question, Marcus?
I'm not sure. I know that there are lots of wallets that people are working on, but I'm not sure to what extent they match the specifications. I know that Gattaca is very involved, but I'm pretty sure that the protocol that they are using is not right now OpenID Connect, which is what the specifications are saying. So I'm worried about discrepancy between what the specifications are saying and what people are building, but we will try to do our best to also make something work.
Sounds good. If we can, you know that we're in touch as well with. Of course, we keep an eye on what the wallet providers are. Sorry.
Hey, this is Pietro, if I may.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that somehow, as we're working with the Chimera team for the Diplomi wallet has also a set of APIs for identification handling of users, and these APIs can be attached to OpenID or any other systems for identification and authorization. So at the end of the story, that would comply by design. Not sure if I answered the question.
Marcus? Well, thanks. Sorry, go ahead, Marcus.
I'm not sure, but thanks for the information.
No, but at the end of the story, my suggestion is not to propose anything, but to tell to the wallet providers that the best solution for that is to be independent from the authorization identification and to separate the two functions so that you could include several types of methods for such kind of processes without affecting the wallet itself.
Yeah, thank you, Pietro. I believe this is a very good approach. Just one last thought. In parallel, we are designing and building a wallet conformance testing suite and protocols, which will be released soon. But we don't expect that everyone will be compliant or pass the test already, because it usually takes some time. But this will then act really as a common denominator for all providers to follow, and also to get a stamp that they actually do follow the ASIC specification. So those who won't be able to pass the test, but it's up to the wallet provider to come up with their design. And if they want to support other protocols, they can. We don't limit that. We just provide the minimum set of requirements wallet needs to comply with in order to be EBSI compliant. But if wallets offer other features, support other protocols, it's up to the wallet providers. So we don't limit what kind of functionalities, capabilities, in addition to the ones required by EBSI, wallets provide to their users.
If I may ask another question, what's the latest thinking in EBSI about hosted wallets? Wallets not on the end user's device, but hosted by some provider. I know it's technically possible to do that, and it's also possible to implement the OpenID Connect SIOP profile in a way that is hosted by a third party, but this would not really be in the spirit of self-sovereign identity. If there's a company that hosts my wallet, does EBSI have an opinion on that, or is it agnostic to how that is done?
I mean, at least, so at the moment, we don't provide any limitation with regards to the define any limitations with regards how wallets are architected, implemented, where they are hosted. But of course, this would be then less. Of course, that's less self-surveying. But at the moment, we just define the basic requirements, and these basic functional requirements will be followed by security requirements. But again, how wallets are architected, it's up to the wallets provider. And I believe we will see a wide range of different wallet architectures. It depends on design decisions of wallet providers.
In our case, we are using a wallet, but it's based on the implementation of provided by Aries, and we are using ITCOM. And my question will be, obviously, we are not going to be compliant if we don't modify this. But the idea, my question is, will it be possible? Do you think in the future, SIF will adapt or use this DCOM protocol as well, or do you think it's going to be completely impossible to do so?
I mean, all this is under evaluation. Yeah, we know that DITCOM protocol is still, yeah, it's an early stage. There are still many open issues. We are keeping an eye on it, but we will see how things will evolve in the future. We cannot conclude anything at the moment.
Because we are able to use the SIF infrastructure, but we are, in this case, for instance, we are using the communication protocols and to do the exchange and so on. Obviously, we are not, in that sense, we are not compliant with what you are requiring for OpenID connections and so on. But yeah, well, I don't know if in the future we'll see if we'll incorporate this, or we should, or we must do only use these OpenID Connect protocols and so on. That would be interesting to know for us.
I mean, for the time being, we are considering only the OpenID Connect. That said, we are keeping an eye on other protocols and what of course, market will follow. But your wallet can, without any restrictions, also support both protocols. But it's up to you. We don't force you, but it's not that we are not enforcing you to remove what you already have. So if you already support with DITCOM, you can continue supporting it. And in case it turns out that DITCOM will not be supported short period of time, you may consider supporting also OpenID Connect to be
for sure. For sure, the idea will be to include this kind of protocol as well. However, it's just a matter of priorities, let's say. So if we can have, let's say, some kind of knowledge that in the future will continue, or will we have some kind of compatibility with the SIF and DICOM, we can focus more on other parts of the development, thinking that in the future we'll converse. While if you say no, this DICOM is out of the cards completely, well, we need to then think on implementing the OpenID connections and protocols.
I mean, for the time being, and the only statement we can make is we do support OpenID Connect, but other protocols as said are under evaluation. We don't expect that in the following 1 or 2 months we will require anything new, because we want to stabilize what we have so far. But of course, as we progress, we will see and evaluate. So this is everything we can say so far.
Thank you very much, Alex.
If I may make a general comment on this, this is Luca Boldrin, High Angle. Yes, this is a typical problem which is faced during standardization, initial phases of the standardization processes. On one side, you should need to keep things wide enough in order for many standards to compete. On the other side, you definitely need to have one implementation which works for all. Of course, we need to have all wallets interoperable with different issues, and we need to have at least one implementation which fits all. So
on the other side, cutting just in one direction will say cut future evolutions and we can block a possible evolution of the market. My opinion would.
And that's.
Sorry, please.
No, please go ahead. But I just wanted to add that that's I like your last. Indeed, in a period of standardizations as we are going through now, it would help to find one solution. But the problem is that picking one protocol over another, well, comes with drawbacks as well. So I like what you said last, and what is confirming what Alan said earlier. We don't have any position with regards to DITCOM now. However, we are pushing for the support of OpenID Connect, which in reality says that if you already have a DITCOM implementation, well, we're not asking you to do anything or to do away with it. It's not our position at all. But we'll say that we'll start supporting OpenID Connect, and if moving forward in time frame of 1 to 2 months, as not before 1 to 2 months, as Alan said, we might discuss other protocols, but they are not the priority for now for us at the moment. Do you see what I mean?
Sure,
Marcus Sabatello has just raised a concern on the chat about this.
About the third-party hosted wallets, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I mean, I understand the idea of being agnostic towards architectures and the way how wallets are implemented. I think it makes sense to not require to not have too strict requirements on how wallets are designed and deployed. However, I do want to point out that it's not self-sovereign identity. If there's some other company that is hosting my wallet, even if it's technically possible, the protocol that we're using is called OpenID Connect SIOP, right? And SIOP means self-issued, which usually implies self-hosted. That is the essence of SSI. If we as EBSI say that we are completely agnostic to architectures and the way how these components are hosted, then it's very possible that at some point we'll just have Facebook offering EBSI compliant SIOP wallet service to all their users, right? So we'll have a centralized Facebook or Gmail where everybody's wallets accounts are hosted, and we haven't really achieved anything. So just wanted to mention that.
Sorry, if I may, this is again Pietro, as I'm convener of the technical team, so I'm representing 28 member states that decide the guidelines for EBSI, technical part. We cannot be, EBSI is supposed to provide capabilities, not to decide where the market goes and how the market goes. It's not up to us, and we don't want to do that. And the decision, if I want to use Facebook or another one, is the decision of the use case implementation entity, not of EBSI. We only check that what is done is compliant with EBSI. That's it, and we cannot do anything else. So we understand the concerns, but it's up to you to avoid that concern and to avoid the companies that provide centralized wallets or whatever. By the way, if I have a web wallet, by design is centralized, right? So it depends what we're talking about. And the decisions are based on your decisions are the ones that drive the use case, not as the one that drives the underlying infrastructure. I believe, hopefully this is clear for you.
If I may add to what Pietro is saying, in fact, it's clear that design is in the hands of the implementer in the end. Of course, EBSI should give some guidelines, especially to respect to the privacy issues which may arise. So, for instance, even if we have a mobile wallet, entirely mobile wallet, I think we most likely would need to have something like a mediator component somewhere. Otherwise, which is centralized, of course. Otherwise, there will be issues since the endpoint will be unique identified and could be traced across these different transactions. So my idea and my impression is that the most we can do is to have mobile wallets, but with some part which is centralized, like the mediator features.
I feel that at this point we may need a bit of fuzziness on some things because multiplexing self-sovereign identity with the rest of the diplomacy issue may get things tougher and more difficult for everybody to implement. So let's keep it as simple as can be at this initial phase, and then we may be able to everybody to implement a full-blown self-sovereign identity infrastructure. But don't design it strictly.
And thanks, Nikos, for your input, and thanks, Peter, for jumping in as well. Is there any other remark?
Not on the chat.
And is there any other open question?
I mean, since this was an interesting discussion, I mean, is there a way where actors can express their concerns, proposals, so that we also have them in written?
I would like to. Yes, I think it's a good remark. I think we should invite everyone to pose the question to the forum that we're looking at now, and we'll use that as input for the follow-up meeting. Do you all have the address to the forum, the URL to the forum?
Sorry, just a short remark also following the discussion. I would say that the last comments were straight top-down arguments, and it might be good for the motivation also in participating in the program to have some support in regards of SSI, although it's complicated, and it might be good to think about how to motivate people and third parties to develop EBSI compliant wallets. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for this remark, Benjamin. Do you want to expand a bit on it? You're requesting us to to motivate basically wallet providers to integrate with EBSI. But do you want to point us to are you just pointing us to the question earlier, or is there any more specific point that we discuss?
Yeah, thank you. Maybe it's good just to bring people who are working on solutions for EBSI integration, their wallets closer together, because it's very, some information here, some information there. And it seems like for me today, one part of the discussion and outcome is how necessary the development of wallets is, maybe more than it was in forefront. I've no solution to this problem. I want to underline that, but
yeah,
it should be. It's maybe more relevant because when I'm hearing that the idea of SSI is not relevant in looking at wallet solutions, then this is not, I would say, motivation for people working on the program, right?
Well, I'm not sure I understood that properly, but maybe we can reconfirm that with the help of Pietro. My understanding was that it was about saying that there's only so much that EBSI can provide a decision on when it comes to the question earlier about to the remark earlier from Marcus about third-party hosted wallets and well, the impact of it with SSI. It was a way to say that it's not on, well, EBSI doesn't make a decision on that. It's a decision that needs to be escalated at the right level. I understand it involves the member states, and that goes through to the technical group. So it was just about drawing a line of saying who can really make a decision on that, rather than just like pushing the hot potato aside. The point of this meeting now that we're having is to bring other project people who are hands-on working on their project to actually try to resolve these questions and to avoid the kind of top-down answer. So I hope that you're getting the right level of answers we have. Now there's some that we can answer because we have the right people on the call and there are technical questions that are really implementation driven. There are some others that are way political that go to a higher level and a higher process that we can't make a decision on here.
Totally agreed. Yeah.
Okay, but thanks for the. By the way, I'm happy to give that feedback as well. The point here is not to just like brush questions aside. It's also to address them and see if some need to be escalated. At this point, beside the one earlier which relates to the third-party hosting wallets and the implication, the SSI implications, is there any other one that you identified is blocking you in your specific project?
Yeah, again, it's in the project itself at the moment. The focus was more on the credential itself rather than the wallet solution, right?
Mm-hmm. And I understand that now this is clear that you have all the resources that you need.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I understand. Flashback to the beginning of the meeting. It is clear that we are still working on defining a number of schemas. But it's a matter of a few days for them to be available and merged. I'm not aware of any other blockers, but if you have any, please let us know now. We can prioritize that. I'm taking a look at the time. I think we are good so far. Is there any other open question or any other remark?
Hi, Alex Cuenca here from Impulse Project about the EBSI onboarding service topic. We are working on an EBSI onboarding service, so this service would need to identify the citizen before the verifiable authorization is issued. So this process is asynchronous. We will need to use the notifications API, but in conversations with Allen, we know that this notifications API cannot be used for this yet. So we might need to think of a workaround, like using email for notifications. But we wanted to know if you're planning to do some updates on this notification API early in this few couple of weeks, or we should start working on the notifications via email or another workaround.
Yeah, hi. I can give you a quick update on this. We will do 2 fixes in the following weeks, because this week we have to finalize some other tasks. But after these are done, we will add first, because we see there are some issues with signing the verifiable authorization from different stakeholders, early adopters. So we will add support for JSON Web Tokens and JSON Web Signatures, which will be easier. And so this is one update. And the other is with regards to the notifications API you mentioned. We have it in our pipeline, but we will come to this issue and resolve it after this week. So yeah, we will work on it and keep you posted once this is fixed.
Okay, thank you very much.
So just to confirm, the timeline is not this week, but most likely not until next week. Is that correct, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, definitely not this week, but probably next 2 or 3 weeks. So let's say in the middle of December, everything should be fixed. This is like a safe scenario.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay. Let's add that to the minutes as well, please, Monica. Thanks, Adam, for the updates. Do we have a next question?
I don't see any questions, Kevin. We will give a few more minutes to anybody who wants to ask something technical. Otherwise, we will move on to the next steps.
But here's what, thanks Ira for that. I think we can give a few minutes for everyone to think about their questions if there are still any left. In the meantime, please, I'd suggest that we will be mindful of everybody's time. Let's go on with the next section, which is the next steps.
Right.
And if someone thinks of a question, we can still leave a few minutes after this. But that we will make sure that we've covered all the topics, and we might finish the call a bit early. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
All right, let's show the next steps, and maybe that will trigger questions as well.
Right, we'll keep this short. So you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so today concludes our two-part series of meeting with the technical office to help you finalize your integration plan. However, that does not limit you to continue asking your question or to raise any blockers you have with your team on your project. You can always submit your questions on the early adopters forum, which the link is in the chat box. As your peers can attest, our team is readily available to help you. We will always be sending this information to our team, to the relevant person who can answer them. And of course, you can also let other early adopters see what kind of questions is blocking you and hopefully help them if they have the same blockers. If you prefer, you can also submit a ticket to the EBSI support office, and that team will dispatch those tickets to the relevant team members as well. Our next step is consultation rounds, as mentioned before in this meeting. We will be having meetings with all of the projects scheduled with the conveners, and we hope to understand the status of every project and hopefully give you an overview of where we are with the pilot next week. In the next week, we're going to have the cluster interoperability meeting. The date is to be confirmed, but we are balling the 25th of November. So we will send you a placeholder later this week with the dates and more information coming forward. Then you will be asked to conduct integration check-in meetings with your cluster to finalize the integration plan, and lastly, to present your demo. Just to reiterate, we are considering different projects and the maturity and where they are with their finalization. So let's put more information on the early adopters forum, and then we will provide you with the certain deadline that we hope to have you guys achieve. And that's it from my side. Again, you can still post your technical question in the chat box. We're here to support you.
There is nothing new, guys.
Thanks, Maria. Zaira, a quick question. When is the next follow-up scheduled?
So we don't have another technical meeting, but we will have a tentative interoperability meeting on the 25th of November.
Okay. Okay. So let's make sure that we have another slot. Whether we use this meeting or we have a dedicated one, let's make sure that we have a follow-up in about 2 weeks. The previous meeting, previous technical meeting was 2 weeks ago. Let's try and speak with this group of attendees every 2 weeks to, I mean, if discussions can wait and can use this forum. If there's anything urgent, of course, as mentioned by Zaira, let's use the forum. I understand that there are also direct communications between some of you and Alan or other team members. Please always make sure to contact the support office. It's important for us to monitor the request, and it helps us as well make sure that we can respond timely and with the right priority. If channels, if requests go through different channels, we can't guarantee that we'll treat most of the highest priority. So it's important that we'll go through the support office form. If you need us to point you to it again, we can put that in the chat as well. Did any new technical question come up in the meantime?
No. Well, yeah, one sec.
There's a request for an agenda.
Guys, yeah, as soon as I say no, people press so will you circulate an agenda for the interoperability meeting from Ala Budaka? And yeah, it's answer.
And there's an answer already. There will be a placeholder with more information. That's perfect. Thanks for that. Very quick answer. Okay, well, unless you have any other questions, I can suggest to close the call early. Let's let's keep monitoring the questions on the forum, and we'll revert to you with meeting minutes at the earliest by the end of the day today, at the latest maybe by tomorrow, but no further than tomorrow. If there's any questions in the meantime, feel free to use the forum or reach out to us through Slack channels if you have one. Is there any final remark before we close the call?
Well, on behalf of Ala, she wanted to thank everybody who joined us today. The recording will be available on the meeting page.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
This day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.